Hello, everyone. Well, I'm going back to YouTube. I'm probably gonna do very few posts to TikTok, mostly because the work that I do when I make a video has more meaning on YouTube than it does here on TikTok. Now, when I first joined TikTok, it was because I fell victim of the hype of. Now, the reason I'm going back to YouTube is because TikTok says you need. When I first came to TikTok, they said you needed 10,000 followers, and I have been trying for the last few years to get 10,000 followers, but TikTok is not letting me have 10,000 followers. And I post a lot, not 10 times a day, not 100 times a week, but I post a lot of TikTok. But now they have made it even harder to get to that 10,000 because they they have done things to make sure that you can't get 10,000 followers. No matter how much work you do, if you don't have 10,000 followers and have not paid for those 10,000 followers, you will never get there. And to me, this means that I should be doing something on YouTube because YouTube is bad. There's some bad things about YouTube, and there's some bad things about TikTok. But the things about TikTok is that they hide things and they do things. They promise you things, and then they start hiding them, and everything else is like, yeah, you have to have content that everybody wants to see to get 10,000 followers on TikTok, and then they say, well, your content is not original. Well, your content is against community guidelines. Your content is this. Your content is that. Okay, so they set up walls so you cannot ever get to 10,000. Now, I seriously doubt that I will ever get to 10,000 followers on YouTube either. The difference being is my content will not be suppressed. I won't get a community guidelines violation every random moment. I won't I won't get people uh, not seeing my content because TikTok doesn't think that I belong in the group of people that want to see myself. The very thing that everyone says that they love about TikTok is the reason that I'm leaving. The algorithm. The algorithm is not. It doesn't work for the content creator. The algorithm might work for content creators that are 14 and 15 years old. Everybody wants to be PewDiePie. So, you know, get rich when you're 14 years old. But TikTok doesn't want you to do that. But they do want you to pay money into it. They do want you to spend time creating content so they can put advertisements in. And that also is the reason why I'm leaving. The number of ads that I see on TikTok now, even though YouTube has ads, and those ads you cannot skip past those ads sometimes. Those ads are still more relevant and more and less pervasive than the ads that happen on TikTok. It's gotten to be crazy. You can't you can't scroll anymore without seeing an ad every other post. You can't. Everybody talks about doom scrolling. You can't doom scroll anymore because there's an advertisement stopping you from doing that. Not only that, it's one of those things where if I was to say I want to make a long video, an hour video, and I'm going to talk about something that I spent a lot of time making everything up. I even go so far as to write a script or something like that, put it out there, and then TikTok says you have something in the background of your video and it's a copyright violation. On YouTube, if it's copyright violation, then they just demonetize my content and then it gets whoever the violation gets the money from my money goes there. But on TikTok, they just blank you out. And I mean, they are unfair. Now, Mr. Shao, I want to tell you something. You're a liar. Now, everybody says, oh, we like Shao, we like this, we like that. Yeah, there is nothing to like about this man because he has allowed this to happen. He has allowed the very thing is, oh, now we can all communicate with each other and share things. Uh, TikTok is truly a social media platform. Well, it stopped being that a couple of years ago. Now it's just drivel. TikTok has become the new MySpace. Remember when MySpace was popular and everybody could do whatever they wanted to? Then suddenly MySpace started doing weird shit, and everybody's like, "Yeah, wait a minute, I don't like that shit anymore." I even remember Dig.com. When Dig.com, in the beginning, Dig.com was something that everybody could use, everybody could be participate in. And then suddenly Dig changed and everybody hated Dig.com. And it's the same here on TikTok. So if you're a musician, if you are anyone of notoriety, I recommend that you drop TikTok. I recommend that you pick up, I don't care, Instagram, pick up anything else, but drop TikTok because TikTok is doing something in the background and they won't tell you what it is. At least with Google, people find out and they share information on what's happening. They don't do that on TikTok. They make several changes, hundreds of changes, terms of service and everything. Did you know when you first came to TikTok 4 or 5 years ago, they changed their terms of service once a year. Now, TikTok changes their terms of service every 6 months. No, not 6 months. Now TikTok changes their terms of service every 3 months. They just recently changed their terms of service to allow them to get access to everything that they can redo and rehash everything that you do. Also, a reason why I'm leaving. But this new change in terms of service will only last until March, and then they will do it again. So they keep moving the goalposts, changing the rules. To me, this means that it's not worth it anymore. Not saying that I won't post some stuff to TikTok, but I'm gonna post to YouTube first so I can talk for a long time and bullshit for a long time. And then if people don't watch my stuff, I know that they don't watch my stuff. There's no cheating involved. If I get 10 views on TikTok, then suddenly I would get 60 or 100 phantom views. And these 60 or 100 phantom views are fake views that I will never get any followers from. Because if you're wondering why you get thousands or millions of views, but you never get any more followers from them, it's because those thousands and millions of views are fake. And those millions of views are fake, and there are no followers behind them to follow you. And at least on YouTube, this does not happen. People don't follow you, people don't see your stuff, then you get the actual thing. Yeah, only 10 people view this. YouTube doesn't suddenly add in 500 views to get you to buy advertising. Now, one thing that YouTube used to say is Google used to say don't be evil. Now it's a choice between devils. Now it's like, well, I'm gonna go to YouTube and Google because they are less evil.